Hi, my name's Terry George, formerly Mr. E from Defender. I used to run FM radio station back in 1991 to 3. I also was on Eruption FM from 3 till around 96, and I've also been into production.
So how did you first get into the scene?
I first started back in 1989. I used to go to all the acid house raves in the warehouses when they first started, and basically I got involved in that, and I started going raving, and I was going to all the M25 parties around the M25, all the parties that was going on around there, which some was illegal, some was legal, and basically the police stopped it, so it brought it back into London. So when it come back into London, I started doing a radio station and started putting on my own parties in Hackney, and that's how it come about. That's how I first got into it. I got into it about 1990, like as a business, and from then on, I've been involved in it ever since.
So did anyone kind of influence you into it?
No, it was more of a vibe, and it was more of a thing of the moment. Back in the 60s, the hippies with their flower power movement, well, the acid house movement back in 89 was like that. It was very much you and your friends got in a car and you all met up, and it was peace, love and harmony, and you all ended up in a field with a big sound system and partied on, really, and that's how it started.
I don't know if you've ever seen online, there's one started up a campaign about legalising free parties. What do you think about that?
I think that's the idea. I mean, I think if you can afford to do a party for free, and if you can afford to do the party for free and it doesn't affect you in any way financially, then I see it as no problem in doing that party for free, as long as everyone is going to do it for free. But in these days, no one does nothing for free. The DJs want paying, the toilets need paid for, the bar staff, the staff need to be paid for. You've got to have health and safety, which has gone through the roof. So it's no longer, free parties are very hard unless they're illegal.
So you co-founded Destiny FM, was that early 90s?
Yeah.
So what exactly went into setting up a pirate radio station?
Setting up a pirate radio station, basically you had to find an electrician who could make a transmitter, then you'd go and buy the transmitter, and then you'd have to go and find two premises, one that you could put the transmitter in, like i.e. a tower block, and the other premises, which would be your studio. And basically you'd get up on the roof, put on the roof, and the transmitter underneath the aerial somewhere, and then you'd beam a signal by a microwave link to the studio, and the studio is where you'd go live, which would only be within a 2-mile radius, really, because the signal would break up. But yet again, you'd have people that are happy to come round and take you off air, like the DTI. They'd come round and take your aerial off the roof, and other stations like to nick stuff. So that's basically how you start. A lot of pirate radio stations used to use squats in derelict buildings, etc. That's how they had their studio.
So what's pirate radio like done for your career?
Pirate radio kind of enhances your career to a degree as regards to getting you out there to the immediate masses, i.e. the local masses, like, because your aerial's not powerful enough to broadcast the whole way around England, so you can only ever broadcast around London, really, you know what I mean? I mean, our radio station, Destiny FM, was good because we used to get as far as Brighton and as far as Southend. So we kind of had a broad area, so it was good. It helped as regards to letting people know you're there.
Did you ever have any bad run-ins with police or any busts or anything?
Yeah, we had a couple of busts from the Department of Trade and Industry, and they went up to our output site and arrested the man who had our transmitter in his house and fined him. We also got trouble with the police as regards to they wanted to stop our parties, but our parties was legal, so they do anything to stop it, really, because we was an illegal pirate station.
Do you think there's still a need for pirate radio today?
No, I believe pirate radio was a thing of the past as regards to once all technology changes, i.e. in your car you'd be able to get digital radio, so you'd be able to get internet stations in your car and in your house. Once that happens, you'll have no FM frequency left. There'll be no FM, so you'd have to go digital. So once it goes digital, then there'll be no such thing as pirate radio.
What are you working on at the moment?
At the moment, I'm in production at the moment. I've got some music coming out on a label called Yosh, some things coming out on a label called SP Recordings. I DJ a lot. So yeah, I'm still DJing a lot, producing and doing my own parties basically. But I don't live in London no more. I live out of London now.
You got any stories of weird things that happened?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a story. The fact that we got raided once and they took the guy away, and when they took the guy away, we went back up his ass and put another and then changed all the locks, and when he come out the police station, he went to get in his own house and couldn't. He went completely ballistic, the geezer. But they're just times that you kind of, they were good times, and it's the music that you predominantly remember. Our first record that I got released was on Azuli Records, which is part of Black Market, and that was my first release, was out on them. Well, it was their first release as well, to be honest.